Anyone who jumps on after this can jump on and join in as we go. So the first call that we had, first webinar we did a little prospecting call. Amy and I did a little role play. We did a little prospecting. We ended up with a family of 4, mom and dad around 40, 2 kids in their teens or close to their teens, 15 and 13, whatever they were something like that. So we ended up with all of the information we needed to build quotes. So then what we did was we went in the background and we built the quotes, and then Amy did the presentation. So you saw the gathering of information, and you saw the presentation from Amy and how she presents a packaged under 65 health insurance plan to a client. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back and we're going to see what we did to get those numbers, how we put that together, how we used our CRM system, and what how the CRM built that quote sheet that we use to present to the client. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is our CRM system, which is on your screen right now. So this is our CRM Top Broker, and Top Broker is something we've used for probably 8 years-ish, something like that. So we've used this for quite a while. We use this to follow leads. We use this for referrals. So we can enter our referrals here. We can build a bucket that leads come in from our website, from other lead sources. We can build all that stuff out. It also has emails, texts, all the templates are built in for under 65 and over 65 drip campaigns. If you're following leads and you want to follow those all the way through 11 touches, it's all built out in here, and you just follow the system and it'll follow the leads through. So for these purposes today, we built out a little test. Okay, and when I build in this test, I'm going to change a couple things here. We're going to change this from Wisconsin to Missouri because that's where we're going to be working for these purposes. Okay, so this is our family that we're working with, and so we're going to build this quote sheet for this family that Amy presented to. So all of the information on this first page, this is basic CRM stuff. If you have one, you're using one, you know exactly what this is: name, address, city, state, zip, phone number, email address, and all the information that you could ever want right here, right? Then on the second tab, there's the app information. So this is first names, date of birth, age, height, weight, smoking, non-smoking, all that stuff, right? So there's Tim, Tracy, Thomas, and Tiffany, and that's our family of 4. Action history shows anything and everything that has ever been communicated to these people. So any notes you've put in there, any actions that have gone through the system will all be registered here and logged by day and time. Quote sheets we're going to get to in a second. Any sales that you've logged will show in here. And then any files. So if somebody emails you a file that you need to upload or you need to hang on to for any amount of time, you can upload it into the CRM and it's right there. And it'll also house login information. So if you have login information for healthcare.gov or Medicare.gov, anything like that, you can house all that login information there if you need to. Okay, so here's Tim test, and we're gonna show what we do now to build this quote sheet out. So first thing we need to do is we're gonna figure out what products we're gonna present. Okay, so let's see. That's not the one we wanted. Maybe it was. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build one from scratch so you guys can watch this whole process through. So in this system, you can build this by individual product, or you can build it by a package that you can pre-build into the CRM. So in Missouri, if I want to quote a United Healthcare, or let's just start with ACA. I want to build an ACA package, and I build a template for the state of Missouri. This happens to be United Healthcare, but I'll put ACA on here. ACA on exchange. Okay. Once that catches up to my clicking there, that'll populate. There we go. Okay. So when I click on this package, it's going to bring up the package that we would normally build for an ACA client. Okay. So some of these products are duplicates. So there's a couple different dental options. There's a couple different ways to get an ACA product. So one is an on-exchange product without copays, and one is a on-exchange product with copays. So we're going to assume that these guys maybe get a subsidy. Maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. We're just using an ACA product for an example. So if we're going to look for a copay plan, I'm going to delete the non-copay plan and leave the copay plan. There's a United Healthcare Accident Pro Guard. So there's an accident and critical illness built in right there together. And then we're going to use Emeritus for this example, and we'll get rid of the Cigna DVH for right now. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I need to quote these products, because I need to put the cost of each of these products in there. So when I go to, I'm going to use Health Sherpa to quote an ACA plan for this family of 4. Okay, so we get to the quoting tool, and then we're going to put in the zip code 64063, and we have dad who's 40. We're going to add a spouse. Sorry, it's lagging behind here. There we go. Mom is 40. Son 15. And we'll say daughter 13. Okay, so if you remember from the first call, we were gathering information. This guy was going to be working for himself, self-employed, and he threw out a number of revenue like 300,000. So that, whether that's revenue or household income, either way, this would be eligibility of $0 for this family of 4 if they were trying to get a subsidy. That's the number we use. So if I put that in there, we're going to come up with products that are for the family of 4, paying for it outright, basically, on whatever plan we select, right? So it could be any of these carriers in this zip code. Let's say that we select Aetna, for example. The cheapest Aetna plan is $1391.98. Okay, 8,700 deductible, max out of pocket. So that's the least expensive. So what we can do is just use that as an example, and we'll take $1391.98 and we'll plug it in right here. And actually, it's a non-copay plan. Let's plug that in there. Okay, then the next category here is accident pro guard. So, and usually what I do is I just make notes of this so that I know I'm going to build 3 quote sheets. I'm going to build option 1, 2, 3. They're going to be presented, you know, options 1, 2, 3. They're not likely going to like the first one. Then we're down to 2. That would be options 2 and 3, and they'll probably choose one of those 2. So United Healthcare Pro Guard, we're going to go to United Healthcare, which is here. And we're going to quote these out. And let's see, what did I do with ages were 2. I believe. Okay. So we got all the information in there, and then we're going to scroll down to Accident Pro Guard, and we're going to select this Accident Pro Guard right here. Click View Plans. And now we want to, you know, the accident benefit, we want to cover the max out of pocket is generally what we want to cover. So I'm going to go with 10,000 on an 8,700 max out of pocket. And then critical illness, I try to cover 3 times the max out of pocket. And the reason we do that is if we have a cancer situation, if it starts in the middle of the year, they're likely to have cancer roll into year 2 and sometimes likely into year 3. Depending on the severity. So three times the max out of pocket, and then you can judge whether they're a business owner and they need more, or if there's any other reason why they would want or need more critical illness. You know, say they're going to go to MD Anderson and they're going to be there for, you know, a week at a time. They're going to have expenses and whatever else. You can use your judgment on what you think is most adequate, but I'm going to say 3 times. So let's just go with 30,000, and that comes out to 194.38. Okay, then I'll go back to the CRM and I'll plug that in. Okay, and then we're going to use Emeritus for the dental plan for dental and vision. So we're going to go to Emeritus. And we're going to plug in 64063. Dental and vision. We have 4 people on the plan. And we like to go with Prime Star total. So that's 150.35. And we're going to add vision. This is the choice vision plan is VSP on the network, so we'd like to go with that. So that's 44.94. We're going to go back and plug these numbers in. Okay, so we have the numbers plugged in for the first option. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to go and do our template number 2 for Missouri. We're going to do United Healthcare. And then on this template again, so we're looking at a short-term medical plan plus accident, critical illness, dental, and vision. So which plan am I going to use? Am I going to use, this is a family of 4, so we're going to use the short-term plus elite plan. But you could use the tri-term plan. You could use any of these. It's just for this example, we'll use short-term plus elite, which would be 12 months worth of coverage in the state of Missouri. We're not going to use a fixed benefit plan. We will add Healthiest You, and I already know that that is $20. And the accident pro guard is $194.38. Will you not use standalone critical illness? You can add term life in here. You can add any products that you want to add to your package. Okay, so that's in there. All I need is short-term medical plus elite from United Healthcare. So I'm going to go back to the quoting tool, and we're going to go back to the beginning here. And short-term medical plus elite. So we're going to add that guy. Okay, so now we had 8,700 max out of pocket, deductible and max out of pocket on the ACA plan. So whatever we do, we usually end up at 5,000, 100% coinsurance. That's just where we usually end up. One, this is easy to explain to the client. You have $5,000 deductible, your max out of pocket is $5,000 per person times 4 for the family. So 100% coinsurance makes it easy to explain. If you have 80, 20, 70, 30, now you have to explain what coinsurance is and explain the whole thing. This is just, it's just easier this way. So you can sometimes end up at 7,500 or 10,000. Somebody wants a really low deductible or they're young, you can go to 2,500. But for this example, we're going to go with what we usually end up at, which is 5,000, 100% coinsurance. And we want 12 months worth of coverage. So we're going to click more than 6 months. And that's going to add another 6 months in the state of Missouri for a 12-month plan. Okay, so 61270 is the number we're looking for. And we're going to go back to the CRM and plug that in. Okay, we're going to get rid of those guys. We've got that, get rid of that. We've got the dental and vision, get rid of that, save and exit. Okay, so now we have package 2 ready to go. Let's look at package 3. I don't want to do that. We're going to throw in another template that we have built in here in Missouri for National General. And instead of selecting each product one at a time, this just makes it a lot quicker. All right, so there's all the short-term medical plans that they have. We're not going to use fixed benefit for this example. And get rid of Cigna Dental. Okay. So let's go quote National General. Here we are. Oops, tobacco, no. Okay. When do we want this to start? Let's just say the first of the next month. Away we go. So we're going to compare apples to apples here. So we're going to do a 12-month plan. And we're going to look at a $5,000 deductible 100% coinsurance. So 12 months. And we're going to scroll down here to 5,000, 100% coinsurance. And we're at 460.82. So you can get it for this family at $399.63 if we get preferred underwriting. So you click on preferred, and you know, if there's no tobacco last 12 months, nothing major's happened. They've had major medical coverage or some kind of other coverage for the last 12 months. They don't own or lease a motorcycle, yada yada, right? So you have, if you clear all this, then we're preferred. So let's say we're preferred with these guys. So $399.63. We're going to go back up, and we're going to look at an accident plan. So let's look at accident medical expense. Again, we're going to compare apples to apples. So we'll compare a $10,000 AME. And then we'll go back up, and we're going to click on critical illness. No, there's no plans. Let's go with cancer. And 30,000. All right. Okay, this is not a copay plan. Enhanced PPO. So this is $399.63. Accident medical expense, $46.72. Dental, vision, and the only thing that, oh, here's critical illness. We're gonna put this guy. We'll just use this as cancer. Okay, so that's the hardest part right there. You just go to the carriers, you build out your quotes, and you enter this stuff. Right now we have red X's over here. We have to change those to green check marks. So what is it about the plans that the information that's going to build into this quote sheet that is so attractive and has all the information? We're going to put that in there. So this is basically a general ACA plan. So what carrier are we using? Aetna. And this is going to start on 6/1 deductible, 8,700, 100%, 8,700. There's a family of 4, so we're looking at 17. 400. EPO network. And what was the cost of this? 13. $1391.98. Done. Now we got a green check mark. Next one. 12 months of coverage. Done deal. Next one's done. Last one. So we just put all the details in here. Oh, I didn't put term life in there. I'll have to take that out. Let me edit this guy. You can make products available or included in the package. So I'd like to make them included and then have the client back the product out if they don't want it. I definitely let them know that it is not a mandatory thing, but there we go. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now we're ready to get to the presentation, right? So now everything's ready for the presentation. We're just waiting for the appointment time, right? And then the appointment day and time comes around, and here you are, you're ready to go. So I do have a couple questions here. Let me back up. I wasn't paying attention to questions coming in. How do you know which carriers to pick? Is it from experience? So yes, it's from experience. We're using products that we know. So we're quoting in the state of Missouri, and we know in our area in the state of Missouri what products work well here. And you can get that off of a hot list of, you know, what's hot in what states. We can also, generally, we're going to use United quite often around the nation. It's usually a pretty good product in most cases. National General is too. Although we've had some issue with clients on network with National General. Other than that, United has a much stronger network and will have fewer claims issues with United, and then we just let them pick and choose, you know, what they want to do or what the client wants to do. But we'll definitely let them know who plays nice and who doesn't, so that they're not surprised when they get in there. So yes, it's a little bit by experience, and for these purposes, I'm kind of running through this, you know, kind of quickly. But yes, we would look and see what products are advantageous in that particular state or your particular state, and then we would build quote sheet packages based on those carriers. And yeah, and Amy said we'll teach you what carriers to use. So perfect. All right, so now we're getting to the presentation. So like I believe when Amy presented her package, she's going to run through all of the information, then she's going to email this to the client. You can also get them on the phone and then email it to them. Or what I like to do in a screen share situation, that's just my personal thing, is I will preview the quote sheet with the client on my screen, and then I will email it to them after I'm done. One, that for me, that makes keeps control in my hands of what they see and when they see it, and we can explain things from top to bottom, left to right, without them just scrolling right down to the price and going, oh, this is, you know, just, you know, getting all flustered over how much things cost or whatever. So I just want to keep control as much as I can. And that's how I do it. So you can do it however you like to. I don't recommend building quotes and sending them out to people just based on, I need a number, I need a quote. I would try to get an appointment to explain exactly what it means, because people are going to see this thing and they're not going to know, most people don't know what you know, and they don't know what all this stuff is and how to put it together in their brain. And they're just going to scroll down and look at a number, and that's all they're going to do. So why is this not open? So when you send the quote sheet, it'll there's a pre-populated email that pulls up. And my system's running really slow. Let's see if it'll populate it. Anyway, when this pops up, you're going to have a choice of a packaged ACA plan, a packaged United Healthcare plan, and a packaged National General plan for the state of Missouri and a zip code close to us here in Kansas City. And then what Amy did, what I usually do is we just start with from left to right, and we'll start with the ACA plan. If you think back when you're a kid, or at least when I was a kid, when I'd get in trouble, my dad would give me three things that he wanted me to know and understand. One, he would give me something that he knew that I would not choose, right? Which in this case is probably the ACA plan with no subsidy. And then he would give me two other options, one that he knew I probably wouldn't do, and then one he wanted me to do. And that's usually the one I chose, right? The one he wanted me to do. And so that's typical. That's kind of what we're looking at here. This is option 1, 2, 3, good, better, best, whatever you want to put it. That's kind of what this is here. So. Okay, for whatever reason, this is not pulling up. So. Let's see if I return back to the lead and then pull it back up again.
If it makes you feel better, I'm following along on Top Broker and it's not open for me either.
Is it? Okay.
So I wonder if they're down.
Maybe they have an issue. I don't know. Typically, this runs pretty smooth and pretty quick, and we don't usually have too many issues with this. So anyway, that's kind of how we build it and how we put it together and how we get to that nice professional presentation that Amy went through yesterday. And we just have to find the numbers, plug the numbers in, put the details of the plan in, and then it populates everything, including the brochures for each product. We can build quote sheet packages for any set of products in any state, and anything that you're contracted through SIG, any products that you would use yourself. If you have a different kind of package that you want to put together, we can build it. We can build the package, put it in here, and you can run through and build that package time after time after time for the same clients. That's why it gets pretty easy to just go to the carriers, pull up the numbers, jot them down, put them in the quote sheet, and build this quote sheet. It doesn't take very long. Let's try this one more time. Okay, while we're waiting on this, does anybody have any questions over what I just did, how I did it? Any questions on that? I know it's not rocket science and you guys have been through this kind of stuff before.
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
How often do you see when people drop the ACA plan or the health insurance plan and continue to keep the dental or the accident plan?
Depends on what they're dropping it for. If they're, you know, if it's a dollar issue, if it's about money, then sometimes they'll drop everything.
No,
but-
I guess what I'm getting is when it runs, let's say they have the plan for a year or 2 or 3, whatever it might be, and then they get a regular job with benefits.
yeah.
Do you still see them keeping some of the ancillary benefits and hanging on to those for a long period of time?
So what in that conversation, what I would say is, are you offered other benefits at your job other than just the health benefits? Do you know, like dental and vision and those things? And then I would look at the amount of benefit they get and how much they pay on the work side, on the employer side, and versus what they have from me on the individual side. So do they keep it? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Really depends on the amount of benefit and the amount of premium from the employer. But we will
Sure.
analyze that for them and go over that. And I'll always do what's right. So if they have a better deal at work, I'll just tell them, hey, thanks a lot, appreciate your business. You know, ask them for referrals and go from there.
I would say
Thank
for
you.
me, 75% of the time people keep the ancillary products because I tell them that those work side by side with any plan, whether it's an ACA marketplace plan, a group plan, anything. And so it will still protect them from any out-of-pocket costs. So it's, you know, $0 if it's a critical illness or $250. And they're usually pretty excited that they can keep those pieces. So I would say 75% of the time people do that. If they have something similar like Aflac, sometimes that's dirt cheap. It's usually not as good, but so those are the times where we lose the ancillary.
That's kind of what I was getting at. I feel like in my practice, when I do package things like this, they do tend to keep the ancillary benefits, and it's the benefit of packaging to begin with.
Yep, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. And usually they'll be like, man, this is better than what I had at my group when I just had a, you know, $5,000 out of pocket or 8,000 or whatever. So I agree.
The other major benefit for me is it gives me permission to kind of continue to keep them on as a client and market them other products as well when things
Absolutely.
change.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I find that they will tell their coworkers, you know, hey, I got this other stuff over here. And then now those employees, you know, can become individual clients a lot of times on ancillary products, life insurance, you know, retirement options. So
Yep. Yeah, I think when you first mentioned dental, I kind of fixated on dental, but yeah, for sure the ancillary products tend to stay because they'll work with any medical piece, right? So they can plug and play any medical piece into this package and keep the rest of it. So anything else? Anybody else have any questions? Okay, I apologize for this not populating here, but you saw what it looked like yesterday as far as
Can we make our own templates for our state, or is that something you have to do through Talk Broker?
you can make your own packages or, you know, like you're on our team, I can make a package for you. In fact, I think there's a Utah National General package right there
Yeah.
that's already built in, so you can always utilize that. And it's already in your system, so you can just plug that in, plug in the product information, and away you go.
And then just do an ACA on exchange.
Yep.
Okay, that's just a general one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a general, that's definitely a general deal. And then you just plug in the carrier, the network, and all the information.
And on the ACA, Kirsten, I will download the summary of benefits of the plan that I am quoting, and then I will attach it to the quote sheet, because there's just way too many scenarios for Top Broker to load, you know,
Right.
every carrier, bronze, silver, gold with the subsidy and how much subsidy and how, you know what I mean? It's just, there's no really way to do that. So I just download that summary of benefits from Health Sherpa and then attach it to the quote sheet.
Okay, I might need help with that if I can't figure that out, how to attach it.
Yeah, no problem.
I do think Top Broker's down because it's spinning on my end as well. So
Is it? Okay, so that must be a thing. Well, that sucks for this presentation. So, it is what it is. Okay. Any other questions on anything we got going here? Let's see. Tommy, for under 65, what are typical commissions and renewals? That's a great question. So your commission levels you can get through SIG. SIG will let you know what your commission levels are. Commissions are typically pretty good on short-term medical and the ancillary products. So, you know, a typical family of four like we're looking at here, it would not be out of the realm of expectation to make, you know, $1,000 off this for the year off this sale. So that would be typical.
I would say a family premium is more like 2 to 3. Sometimes I've made $5,000 and $6,000 off of a family package plan.
Yeah.
Is there any way for you to pull those numbers up, Steve, from that presentation that we did at main event?
Let's see.
If you guys have the patience for it, he can probably find it, because that's one thing that people think about under 65 is, oh, there's no money to be made in under 65 health insurance. So I'll just refer that out. And it's definitely not the case. And it is significantly more than most people think. And if you're used to Medicare sales, Medicare is great. And it's a great way to build up residual income, as is this. But you know, when we started adding Medicare, I was like, hold up, why is the commission, you know, it's quite a bit less than what under 65 is, but the whole premise is building, you know, different arms to your business and having those other options in your pocket. So if you are a Medicare focused agent, you want to have under 65 in your pocket, because your Medicare client, you know, is not typically turning 65. Their spouse, I mean, is the same day as their as the Medicare client. So you'll be happily surprised to see how much money that it is there in the under 65 commission. And again, it builds another residual income. So
Just to add to that, Amy, during open enrollment, you know, you're going so fast, I can't get all the cross sales done, but I literally make a point over the next few months to make sales. I mean, I use that ACA time to prospect, realizing I can't get it all done. And I literally will, with about 20% of the people, I'll get back with them in the next few months to get some life insurance or investments or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. If we can package like the accident, critical illness, the way we present it, I don't know if you were on yesterday, but
I wasn't.
Okay, I would encourage you to go back and watch that when you have time, when you're not on vacation and
Yeah.
laying under the palm trees, because that would be a way to spoil that. But for us, it's about how we present it. So it's all one package, you know. So just a quick, like, here's the deductible. If you go to the doctor, it costs this much, prescriptions, whatever the thing is, right? And then, hey, you know, that's kind of the daily usage stuff. And everybody always asks me, well, that's great, I understand that. What about if something major happens? What if I get hurt? What if I get cancer? What is my coverage like? And I will explain to them that then. And so in the presentation, when you go back and listen, I'll be more detailed. But basically, they're out $250 if you get hurt or injured. You know, I give them some ideas, like if they live in a cold climate, slip on the ice and break a bone, or slice your finger in the kitchen, you know. Or I'll use my example, you know, 5 years ago or so, I blew my knee out. Of course, is right after the doctor office closed. So I had to go to the ER visit, then a orthopedic surgeon consult the next day. Then I had to have surgery and a knee brace and pain meds. All those things, I only paid $250 because all of those claims were all related to that one injury. And then they're like, oh, wow, you know, little Johnny broke his arm and it cost us $7,000, you know. Wish we had that then, you know, or the critical illness being zero, and the way we explained that. And then at the end, they're like, they want the whole thing. And if it's a little bit more money than they were hoping, I tell them, we can increase your deductible or your max out of pocket, or we can take some coverage away. And then they're like, oh gosh, don't take coverage away. I love that. So that's good on those things. And then, like you said, circle back on the big stuff that's, you know, a deeper conversation, some of the annuities and financial products, you know, because now they love you. You've serviced them well, you've protected them well, and now they're trusting you to do, you know, open up their wallet to their bank accounts for you to help them with that big stuff. So that's a great idea.
Okay, so on your screen, this is basically your number for the ACA packaged sale. So the way we just built it out, it's the same family of four that we built these numbers on. This is your ACA packaged family of four, just like we just did, commission for that set of products on option one, which would be the ACA plan with Accident ProGuard, dental vision from Emeritus. So this one would be your commission on, let's see, how many do we do here, Amy? We had,
Actually, I think those first two were the Medicare spouse on the marketplace, off the
oh,
marketplace,
Medicare
and
spouse on
then
the marketplace. Okay.
and then the family four. On
Okay,
and off.
so family of four on exchange, or on the exchange, or with an ACA plan at 5 for the year, and then 6 on a short-term medical plan package. So this would be United Healthcare, the option 2, and this would be option 1, which would be like an Aetna packaged plan, and that's for the year. And then those first two were if we did a Medicare spouse. So this is Medicare spouse on the marketplace or on the Affordable Care Act with a package. And then this is the Medicare spouse on a short-term medical package. And that's commission for the year. Does that help answer questions there? Good. Anything else? Anybody else have any other questions? We're good? All right. All right, guys. Hey, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for joining us and asking good questions and listening to how we do what we do. We're going to have some more of this rolling out, different products. We're going to go through products. We'll go through lots of different scenarios in the future here. We're going to get those all scheduled up with SIG, and we'll continue to get a little bit deeper into certain things, certain products, why we put these things together, how we do it, and why we do it in what states, and go from there. Amy, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope, I think that's it. We've just got more coming, so we'll make sure you're all trained up on all sides, and we're always here to help and answer questions, email, text, call, whatever, however we can serve you. We're happy to do it.
Perfect. And then we may do another one on Top Broker at some point and give you the ins and outs of how all that works and why it's a good system for us to use. You can use it for over and under 65. So we can go over that at another time. So thank you guys. We appreciate you. And thanks to SIG for allowing us to do this. And we will talk to you soon.
Have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you.